guys, lesson on procrastination. Massive one. Always asked about how we can solve procrastination. People are always looking up how to do this. There's so many different solutions out there, so many different theories. I don't know if these people have actually tried this stuff, but I'm going to share this with you and put it out there. These systems work. They will get you moving. No matter how chronic this procrastination is, it's going to get moving, and we're going to get rid of it today. This is the time we do it. We get moving today. We're not going to wait. So let's go through this. So what do we have here? So we want to start doing the uncomfortable things in life. So sometimes it feels like, we're in a comfortable place. We don't want to move. But this is what starts to move us into procrastination, because we're so comfortable that we don't want to move out of our comfort bubble. And whatever the reason is, we can go into the details and where it all comes from and all of that. We can study the childhood patterning and go into all of the detail, but really that's not going to serve us. We want results, and we want results now. So the only quick way to start doing this is to start to really, really perform the uncomfortable tasks in your life and welcome them. Welcome these tasks. What could these be? It could be as small as setting small tasks for yourself. So if you've got something massive to do, whatever that may be, break it down into the tiniest of chunks. So it's really, really straightforward to do those small things. And those small things could be so basic and so simple, because the brain can't handle a massive, massive task ahead. Simple example is I drove to Turkey and drove Turkey back, drove back. We were out there for about 3 months, drove back recently. And on the drive back, you're looking at the sat nav and it says 2,200 miles, for example. That your brain can't comprehend that. It's just too much for it to take in. So mentally, I had to just focus on what's happening now and start focusing on the mile that I'm driving right now. So obviously, this is a key concept, is just breaking it down for your own sanity. The whole reason you don't want to do what you're doing is because you're just thinking it's such a massive task ahead and it's not going to work, and then there's loads of reasons and excuses that kick in. So the key thing here is to start actually doing something that you might find uncomfortable, which is setting those small tasks, small bite-sized chunk tasks from the massive mountain that you might be looking at in front of you. Waking up early, well, you could wake up early, but I'd say go to sleep early and then wake up naturally. But the key thing is the process of getting up, because many people just lie around, they chill around, they turn to the cool side of the pillow, they might press the snooze button. They don't even need any more sleep. They feel content. They're staring at the ceiling, but they won't get up. Get up, move, get moving, stand up, do some stretches, do some breathing exercises. Whatever gets you moving, and just stretch, just move around, get creative, do a little wiggle, do dancing, I don't know, whatever gets you moving. You could even jump into a cold shower at that point. Start to just do it. Excite yourself, get excited, make noises, woo, really, really just do whatever you can at that time. Just the point here is to be moving. See it as a train that's moving. Your time is finite. You don't have time to just stand around and let these things consume you. If you're not moving forward, you're going to be moving back. It's as simple as that. So really, really keep moving with this. Then we have a purpose. Sometimes you can really get deep into all of this, and this can lead to its own sort of procrastination in itself. Thinking about your purpose and your personal why. But I think this is worth touching on, because in the back of your mind, you do need to know, I guess, what it's all for. It's got to mean something to you. It has to mean something to you. And this is where your personal why comes in. What is your why? Why are you doing all of this? Why is it important to do this specific task? Why is it important? What does it mean to you to do it? And obviously, there needs to be some sort of an importance and relevance in your life. So find that why and really nail it and stick to it and keep it in your mind. For some people, it's the motivation of feeding their kids. It's the motivation of financial security. It's the motivation of just being able to support the people in their circle. whatever it is. I mean, some people, it might be a vanity-based motivation, like, I want to be able to drive a certain car so other people can give me that validation. Point is, your why is personal to you. You want to find it, and you want to keep tapping into that why so it doesn't leave you and it keeps you sort of spurring forward. Again, that's very closely related to the vision. So if you've done all your why homework correctly and you've dug deep and understood why this is important to you and what it means for you, then obviously you want to visualize it and you want to have that vision in your mind to a place where it's embedded so strongly that it's too difficult to walk away from and just to let yourself off. So have that vision, know your goals, know exactly what you want to achieve, have long-term goals, have short-term goals. But I think this sort of can, create that massive mountain in front of you as well. But I guess in the back of your mind, it's not a problem. But you don't want to always be thinking this way because it can start to make you daydream a bit. Then we want to focus also, at the same time we want to be doing this, we want to be focusing on our state and our mood. Now, the state that we're in, if you're in a procrastination state, it's probably quite sleepy, slow, slurred, you're just plodding along. Nothing much is happening. You're making excuses for yourself. You're blaming other people. Oh, it's his fault or it's her fault. This is the reason why I'm here. Let's just carry on blaming them. So you get into that comfortable zone. Obviously here, the point is to change that state. So we want to break it. We want to break that state. And we want to start to create some excitement, some breathing. Start to breathe in the favorite. Imagine a color that you would associate with. There's a bit of NLP here, but just associate a colour with a good, positive and vibrant feeling, whatever colour that might be. It might be turquoise, it might be yellow, red, pink, whatever. Think of that colour and breathe it into your lungs. Imagine it filling your lungs. Keep breathing, deep breathing. And then breathe it out so that you're letting out a thunderstorm almost, like you're making the mountains move. You're making the clouds move with every breath that you breathe out. So keep doing that. Charge your breathing, charge up your breathing and keep pushing it out. And again, this is going to have complete physiological changes and it's going to start to change your mood and get you moving. Again, diet's going to have a lot to do in the background for this. So, I don't know if you've ever had this where after lunch you've had a massive meal and you're feeling all sleepy and you just can't think and everything's just we don't want to do that. So again, you got to realize, where is all that coming from? I personally try to stay away from wheat and dairy products where possible. We are only humans and obviously we have had years of programming, so we're so used to having certain foods. But again, this is all about starting to eradicate the high carb foods, mixing too much with the fats. You either want to have the fats, which is a ketogenic a state that you want to put yourself into, or you want to have just the sugars, which would be fruits, vegetables, and not too much fat in that, because the mixing the two can create this sleepy nature, and you will actually notice that when you experiment and play with it. But I definitely urge you to start looking into that. So really address that. Diet is very important and it plays a massive role in your mood, your state, and how you feel, your energy levels. Just humongous. So really pay attention to that. Get moving, move. Get moving now. If you're feeling slurred and slow, go for a jog, go for a run, get moving, go for a swim, run, move, jump on the spot, get yourself some bands. I recently bought myself some resistance bands, and you just stick them in the top of the door, you shut the door, and boom, start just pushing them out. Put extra weight on it if you want. Keep it light. Do loads of repetitions on that. Jump around. Get the lymphatic system moving. Get your heart beating. Move it. Just get moving. Get out of the state that you're used to being in and being in a state of comfort. Move out of that. We also want to be aware of, I call something called the devil's whispers. So we've got the devil. He's always trying to claw us back and pull us back, like, ooh, you don't want to do that, or you're not going to be good enough. Is it really even worth it? That's if the devil sounds like that, but let's just imagine he does. So you've got limiting beliefs. We want to try to smack down on these limiting beliefs. Where are these coming from? Low self-esteem, low confidence. But how do you build all that up? You build up your esteem and your confidence through competency. Start achieving, start doing something. Achieve, get those small wins so your confidence starts to build up. Kick those limiting beliefs to the curb. Old scripts I put here. This is a concept that I learned in psychotherapy, which is, so we live by a set of scripts that we've always kind of adopted and we've picked up along the way. So growing up, we may have been told a certain thing, oh, you're like this, or you're like that, or you always do that, and so we adopt those scripts and we create this character, almost like this false sense of self, that we are this person, and we start to believe it, and eventually we start to live by these scripts. So we may have been told, oh, you might not be, you're always told off from doing something, or you're always warned off, or you're always sort of afraid as a child to explore, and that was kind of instilled into you from wherever. And these old scripts, sometimes we need to be aware of them. We need to shine light on these things so we can wake up from it. Wake up and get rid of that old script and create a new script now. Now is the time to create this the new script. If the old script isn't serving you, which clearly it isn't, that's why you're watching this about procrastination, then let's get rid of the old script and create a new script. The new script will be more involved about just you actually achieving, moving. And you being a successful risk taker, you being really, really successful in doing things and moving forward, and an action taker. These are the new scripts. This also can be done actually through affirmations. So that was an actual good point. The affirmations are an important one. And you can do that. You can tell yourself in the morning, at night time, you can reiterate and reinforce your new belief system, the things that you really want for yourself. Like, I take action, I get moving, I wake up early, I move, I'm always pushing forward, I'm always pushing. There's not a moment that I'm not pushing. Remember, this time, it's going. The minute that just went, it's gone, it's finished, it's not coming back. So we want to make the most of this time. We want to realize that these times are moving. So we have to be very, very selfish with our time and make sure that we're making it work for ourselves. So we've got tools that we could use. You could create to-do lists, create the to-do list the night before, and have it so that it's not too cluttered. Maybe have five items maximum. I wouldn't go more than that. Just basic to-do list. Make it achievable and get cracking onto that to-do list. Accountability. You could have accountability partners. I mean, I've struggled with accountability partners just because sometimes people on different pages, it's difficult to find people that are like-minded and on the same page. But if you can find that, and you can find those people that are really at a similar level as you and a similar stage, and everyone's pushing to try and reach a certain goal, then for sure, accountability partners, get yourself involved. Find some. I know there's you'll find loads. You can find people on Facebook and posting groups here and there. So I'm sure you'll be able to find someone like that. Or you can be a part of a community, Facebook groups again. You've got paid groups, you've got free groups. Just try to look up groups where people are like business or whatever it is, whatever you're trying to achieve. Somewhere, just look for the themes of groups where people are actually trying to get somewhere and there's a shared common goal. Another one is you could have a coach or a mentor. Again, this costs, so it's something that if it's within your budget, then again, if you want to achieve those results and have someone holding your hand and sort of tapping you in line when you start to get out, fall apart a bit, a coach and a mentor can really help. And then we've got the changing of environment. Change your environment. Again, if you sleep in the same room that you're going to do some work, sometimes that might not work for you because that room might be associated subconsciously as a sort of a sleepy room or a relaxation room. So maybe go to another room where it's quiet or where it's a bit more vibrant. Or sometimes what can work is in a communal area of where everybody's walking around and they can see your screen. And that way, in itself, that's sort of creating that accountability, because you messing around on your laptop at that point, it's just people are going to see you, and you don't really want to see other people seeing that, do you? So, again, that's a good one, just to sit in a communal area, that's a good one, or a quiet room if that's what you want. But again, communal area is a good one. Or you can rent out an office, go to an office. Actually, the process of going somewhere is huge. That can be a real game changer. When you go somewhere, you've made the effort to go somewhere, you've put clothes on, you've got moving. But again, even if you are staying in the home, the simple process of getting dressed and putting some shoes on and putting a tie and a suit and a shirt on, these things, they really, really contribute towards the change in state and getting you moving forward. So that is the summary of procrastination. This is like the overview, and just so that you have actions to take away with you straight away, I would recommend the following actions straight away, because I've said a lot and I don't want it to be too overwhelming. So immediately, the immediate actions I would suggest that you start to take today: start to break up your current project into small chunks, small tasks. Do that now. Do that now. Straight away, think to yourself, okay, I have this thing to do. Right. What does it involve? That's the question you have to ask yourself. What does this massive task involve? Break it down. What are the first 3 things I could do straight away and start to actually do these things? What would be so easy to do right now so that I'm pushing it forward? I'm pushing this project along. Make those tasks. Find those tasks and write them down now. Do that now. Immediately also, what I'd want you to do is tonight, sleep in a good time, maybe 10 o'clock, 10:30, sleep in a good time, sleep early, and tomorrow morning, wake up, as soon as your eyes open, no cheating here, get up and get moving. So wake up, stretch, stand up, do a stretch, do a morning movement, whatever movement you want to do. Stretch, move, go straight into the shower. Jump into the shower. You can have a cold shower if you want to, or you can have a warm shower. The point is, get yourself moving into that different state, move into a different environment, wetness, different texture, whatever. Go. Stretch, shower, stretch and shower. That's what I've put here. So you can do a stretch or you can do whatever it is that you want to do, but it has to be some sort of movement that gets you away from that sleepy bed and not turning over and going back, or trying to go back to sleep. So stretch, shower, go. And again, always be taking action. Always take action and keep pushing. Do not stop. Just keep pushing. Every minute, check yourself. Catch yourself in the moment. What am I doing now? Am I actually moving this show forward? Because remember, time is finite. It's going, it's leaving you. And if you could even actually have an elastic band around your wrist. I used to do this. It used to help me. And if I caught myself in a moment where I'm just kind of not being productive, I'd sting myself. And it would sort of remind me, it would teach my brain it would sort of get me moving and teach it, look, you're not doing what you're supposed to. You know, it brings you back into consciousness. So sometimes when we fall out of consciousness, it brings you back in. So we need that sometimes. That can help too. So that's a small system you could apply straight away. Get that elastic band and start stinging yourself if you're not being productive with your time. So these are the sort of actions you can start doing straight away. And we just went through the overview, and that should get you moving. So there's no excuses now. Let's get going.